clickety clack, along main lines, rickety track.
She whispers softly in my ear,
just to say your last name.
Just find a place to make the sentence easy.
that's just the way it is. Sit down, see when things can only get better.
Yet the same in so many ways.
I no recollection of the last time I came here.
But if we get much closer, I could lose control. And if your heart surrenders, you'll need me to hold.
I wouldn't be myself without you. Take a piece, take a picture of me. I don't care what happens, see, 'cause I know I'm happy.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome once again to Kandu Arts for Sustainable Development Open Mic for Open Minds. My name is Brian Reid, and this show is brought to you in association with the Rivo Lounge, and this is episode 64. I'm doing this tonight in the this is the position I take when I'm watching the nightly news. Okay, I sort of try to find myself in my recliner and I chill out and put my head back in the sure and certain knowledge that as soon as any of the major politicians come on, my eyes start to glaze over and I start ticking the boxes. It's a bit like playing boycott bingo, when you can predict what people are going to say. All right, and you can predict how the journalists who are paid huge sums of money to question our leaders let them get away with it constantly. Okay, you ever notice how upset politicians get when they get asked proper questions that require some kind of thought, some kind of meaningful response, rather than sound bites or just sheer lies? Okay, but I have to say that when I watch the blundering nincompoop masquerading as our prime minister, my first thoughts always is, for God's sake, man, you're pushing 50 whatever, get a bloody haircut. Yeah, I'm so past this boyish Wurzel Gummidge crap that he keeps pulling. Okay, it's almost like nobody sees anything but the hairstyle. All right, and it's not even a hairstyle. He looks like he just got out of the bath. Yeah, and I'm sure there's absolutely nothing wrong with his personal hygiene. Okay, but I'm sorry, every word he says stinks to high heaven. All right, yeah, I'm not surprised that this evening we've got to listen to our dear leader explain how he's going to have to postpone the January 21st reopening that we've all been so desperately hoping and waiting for. But really, this has been signposted for weeks. They've been making all the noises. All right, and also Downing Street never says anything which has not been previously leaked to certain favoured journalists in order to increase the spinability and the acceptance factor. I mean, my God, the bar is so low, okay, that he really doesn't have to measure up that highly, does he? But I have to say but at least Boris is consistent. He's constantly disappointing, all right, and occasionally outrageous, but mostly just inane, inaccurate, unfunny. Anybody that's he can't even get out his lies. He hasn't even had the decency to practice them. Okay, my God, if you're going to talk rubbish to the British people, Do it in front of the mirror beforehand so you know what the hell you're doing. At least project some modicum of professionalism in terms of your deception that you're working upon the British people. Okay? And when I say deception, I mean the absolute lie that they've got any idea what they're doing, that they've got any concern for the vast majority of ordinary people who are out there struggling and busting their backsides to make a living, to keep their heads above water, right, to get their children educated, to find work, to get to work, to have a chance to relax with friends. All right? You know, right now as we speak, you know, there are thousands of football fans, right, all over Europe, getting it on and watching. Yeah, I know Sweden was an absolute disaster for anybody that likes football. Okay, but you know, I've seen the images of the football fans at Wembley. All right, all like sort of necking it large in the concourses, like no social distances, no matter what anybody else says. Okay, but you can't have more than 30 people at a wedding, or they've just relaxed that so now you can have maybe twice that many or whatever. You know, what rubbish is this that's being perpetrated upon us? The complete lack of a plan, the complete lack of any kind of consistency. All right. You know, I talked a few weeks ago about the fact that, you know, when Boris and Dominic Cummings accuse each other of lying, well, they're both telling the truth. And yeah, they're both lying. All right. That might sound something that belongs in a poem about Schrodinger's cat. Okay. Or Pavlov's dog. Okay. But the truth is, it makes you want to bang your head against a brick wall. All right. So, you know, whatever credibility these people have, okay, I say had in the past tense because surely there isn't anybody out there who believes this, is there? Is there anybody out there that really thinks that he's got the blindest idea of where he's bumbling from and to? Okay. You know, I feel sorry for Boris in certain ways, okay? Because he's finally got the job he always wanted, okay? But it doesn't pay enough money. That means he's got to get Tory donors to pay for his holidays, his wedding. He's got to get Tory donors to pay for decorating the Downing Street flat, according to the, well, I must say, questionable taste of what pictures I've seen. Okay, and so it must be absolute hell being the most powerful person in the country and not having enough money. And every time you get somebody who wants to give you money because you're the most powerful person in the country, everybody makes a fuss about it. What's all that about? Anybody would think there was corruption and cronyism going on. Oh my God, sorry. It's absolutely bloody rampant. All right? There's no pretense of any kind of decency, of any kind of taking account of what the public need. These people don't know people. They don't know ordinary people struggling in the street. Okay? They've got absolutely no idea and they don't give a damn. Okay? I mean, my God, everybody's like, no, Boris, oh, he nearly died. I'm sorry, Boris, but he was never nearly going to die because he was going to get the best treatment that our money could buy. All right? I mean, 25 years from now, he'd have to get the best treatment that any Tory donor could buy because there won't be a health service. All right? Because they'll have run it into the ground and stripped every last cent of profit out of it. Anyway, I'm starting to get upset now and like sort of, he's made my head hurt. Okay? Which is like, it's not a good scenario. It's not a good feeling. You know, just like the feeling of, you know, like you get the feeling when you're talking to somebody and they're lying to you and you know they're lying to you, all right, because you've got a hard personal experience of having been lied to by them before, all right, and it's almost like they're enjoying the fact that they're lying to you and that you know they're lying, and yet they still continue to lie. It's like a sort of strange kind of brinksmanship where where the liar never gets exposed until like 50 years later, when the cabinet books are opened up and they can finally publish the actual minutes from the meetings. And of course, he's long dead in his crusty grave with his statues, all right, and his legacy, okay. And oh yeah, Boris, yeah, absolutely, inheritor of the Churchill mantle, true son of Thatcher. Although God knows, is that anything to be proud of? All right, he's just another idiot in a long line of useful idiots, okay, who will do anything to take power, to maintain power. There is no lie. There is no double dealing that's low enough. There is no dodgy deal that's profitable enough. All right, and and then they got the cheek to talk about a special relationship. Well, I'd like for them to have a special relationship with the goddamn truth. All right, I think politicians should have their feet warmed every day over the coals. Okay, over the Spanish Inquisition. I know that obviously you can't coerce the truth from people, but there are certain people you feel like you could beat it out of them if you had the opportunity. Now, I'm not advocating any form of violence, but I must admit I do fantasize about beating the truth out of Boris now and again, and that might get me into trouble. Okay, but the truth of the matter is, he's not worth the skin off my knuckles. Yeah, but also he's not worth listening to. He's not worth paying attention to, and he's certainly not worth voting for. All right. And on that note, I want to talk about the fact that obviously today's announcement has obviously put a wrinkle in lots of plans that people have been making all over the country, and Kandu Arts is one of those organisations. You'll have seen stuff in social media and around about the Unlock Reset Festival, which we are planning to hold on the 21st of June. And I have to tell you, those plans are still going to go ahead. All right, but anything that we do live will be socially distanced as per the regulations. We will be making a film available that will cover some of these things and some of the acts that we wanted to show you. And we will keep making our plans and hoping for the fact that at some point, at some time this summer, we will be able to get together in the flesh and entertain you and celebrate the fact, okay, that we finally out from under the yoke of the pandemic. All right. And of course, that means that, some of the plans will have to be changed, and some of the things, some venues obviously won't happen. All right. But check Kandu Arts website and Instagram. All right. Or pop into the social hub of positivity and talk to the people there and find out what's going on. There's always somebody there available. I know everybody's feeling very disappointed and frustrated, and I certainly am. But I'm also aware that I'm not surprised that I'm disappointed, because after all, this government's done nothing but disappoint. And why should anything change now? Why should the fact that we've been battling the global pandemic, for the last, what seems like almost 18 months now, although I think we got off the mark a bit slowly. It's strange though, people aren't talking about how many people have died anymore. All right. And it's important not to forget that this condition, this virus, has cut a swathe across the country. It's isolated millions of people, and it's changed the lives of everybody that's affected. All right. And that cuts across everybody. And it doesn't matter how much we want to be free, or we want to be able to do stuff. We have to look after ourselves. We have to get vaccinated. We have to, take the appropriate decisions about public movement and public interaction. We can't just go back to willy-nilly running around and sweating and perspiring all over each other and hugging each other drunkenly, with no care for whatever God knows we might be carrying. All right, because we're all uniquely vulnerable, and viruses are tough little buggers who mutate at will, and often, and so it is always going to be a difficult road back. And my most frustration is the fact that the government has failed to tell us the hard truth from the start, okay, and go forward, all right, with some serious science, all right. I mean, government experts come and go, all right. You know, some people, some government experts, if they don't say the things or couched in the way that the government wants to say them, they no longer become government experts. They're just experts, all right. So every single message that we are getting is being filtered through somebody else's opinion, through somebody's idea of what's fit to be shared in the public. And that's not how a democracy or free society works. Yeah, you can't guarantee what information is going on, but at least you can lay the facts out for people and back that up with figures. And I'm not sure that that's the case, or that's been the case for a long time in this country. All right, so I've just realised I've been ranting on for a while. Okay, it's probably a good idea that you get to look at someone else's face rather than mine for a while. Okay, so with that said, I want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me vent, Ed. I feel like sort of sometimes you've got to say stuff that people may take. Crikey, my stomach's a little bit upset tonight. That's Boris for you. Gives you total indigestion. But I just want to say, for those of you that have contributed to the open mic, all right, I want to say thank you. I want to say keep doing it, keep sharing, all right, and keep an eye out on what's going on in the shop and the social hub of positivity, and for details about what's going to be happening next Monday, the 21st of June, because there is stuff going on, but obviously we will have to abide by the law of the land and the regulations as they are imposed. Okay, so without further ado, let me say welcome to the open mic for open minds. Take it away, you beautiful people. Cheers.
No, Dan Tucker was a fine old man. Washed his face with a frying pan. Combed his hair with a wagon wheel. Died with a toothache in his heel. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper. Old Dan Tucker, he's come to town. Riding the billy goat, leading a hound. Hand dog barred and the billy goat jump. Landed Dan Tucker on top of the stump. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper. Old Dan Tucker sat on the trunk and fell in the fire and kicked up a chunk. Red hot coal fell down on his shoe. Oh my lord, how the ashes flew. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper. Get out of the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper.
Sometimes I feel so happy. Sometimes I feel so sad. Sometimes I feel so happy, but mostly you just make me mad. Baby, you just make me mad. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Thought of you as my mountaintop. Thought of you as my peak. Thought of you as everything I've had but couldn't keep. I've had but couldn't keep. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. If I could make the world as pure and strange as what I see, put you in the mirror, put in front of me, put in front of me. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, pale blue eyes. Skip a life completely, stuff it in a cup. She said money is like us in time, it lies, can't stand up. Down for you is up. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. It was good what we did yesterday. I'd do it once again. The fact that you are married only proves you're my best friend. But it's truly, truly a sin. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes.
Moving on back down the line, back to a time you were my time. Moving on back down the line, back to a time you were my time. Back to a time, you were my time. Back to a time, you were my time. Moving on back down the line. Back to a time, you were my time. No place to roam, no place for home. Back to a time, you were my time. Moving on back down the line. Back to a time, you were my time. Back down the line, you were my time. Moving on back.
Telling of the time we walked the coastal path to Polperro. From Fowey I tried hard to laugh, sat on rock, you looked lost, staring out to sea. It was a dream with nothing in between. So we sat there by the sea, on different sides eventually, not knowing what all this means, or what becomes of you and me. And so we sat there by the sea, on different sides eventually, not knowing what all this means, or what becomes of you and me. not knowing what all this means, or what becomes of you and me.
Feelings, they can be so strange. Sounds of laughter change to frown. I never held you on a cloud, just safely down on the ground. Yours till the desert's free, sealed with a loving kiss. I will always miss your love. Now I am trying with all my heart to win you back those years. Let me try to show my love. I will dry those tears and see you smile. Yours till the deserts freeze, sealed with a loving kiss. I will always miss your love. I care how you're feeling. I see in your eyes. I hear your heart beating, but not on my side. Your desert, it has frozen, never has come. Your kiss, it has broken the seal of our love. Yours till the deserts freeze, sealed with a loving kiss. I will always miss your love.
year, we're out of here. We'll preach today. We found a way. Hear what I say, let's go make hay. We've reached today. It's healing, it's freedom, it's
Okay, so in the meantime, okay, there will be, if you're watching this, we've come to the end of another open mic, and I've managed to stay awake in my car while you've been enjoying all of those lovely performers doing their thing. And I want to give a special shout out to Alan Jones, who last week did a fantastic a cappella version of a piece called The Moth. And then apparently Ed was trying to get hold of him to get him to come into Kandu and like sort of do a recording. And then he wandered into the shop and said, "I'm here because Brian Reid challenged me." All right. Well, thanks a lot, Al. All right. It wasn't a personal challenge, my friend. It was an invitation. Okay. And I'm glad to say that you grasped the nettle. All right. And you'd already done something amazing off your own bat. But the fact that you wanted to come in and do it again with people and look for that support that I discussed, that I talked about, that's available for people who want to sort of explore that thing, in that situation, I'm honoured and pleased that you would blame it on me. Right? But no, I'm only joking. I'm honoured and pleased that you would be inspired by anything I had to say. Okay, and I appreciate it totally. But for those of you who feel you've got to capture it, you've mastered the technology and you know what you want to do, okay, you can record your contributions and you can send them to us at openmic@kandu-arts.com, and we will add you to our catalogue of contributors. All right, but in the meantime, I'm going to say thank you very much and good evening, and pass you on to the instigator-in-chief of this little venture, Mr. Ed Deedigan. Bye-bye.
That
crazy to stay down on your knees, and the weight of the world is crushing your soul now. But when you dream of freedom. And when you scream at night. You have no right to be so cheerful when your whole world is balancing on. Why don't you travel to the place that you dream of? Things are so changeable and nothing is real. And now they tell you you are free. And now they tell you and now you're rolling on the sea, far away from me. So the Great Unlock Festival isn't going to happen on the 21st. Well, not the way we wanted it to, of course, because, you know, you got to roll the punches, you got to do the things you got to do. So we're changing the date of the Unlock Reset Festival to the 27th to the 30th, Bank Holiday August. Yeah? August Bank Holiday. We're going to do it then in all those venues, but for 4 days. So the Unlock Reset Festival will now be 4 days long. So if you want to get involved, please do get involved. But of course, on the 21st, the longest day of the year, we'll be burning the wig. You've got to reset the place and the pace of the grace and the games that we play. We cannot wait to hear from those that fill us with fear, but those who never come near, but those who never come near you. Thank you very much. April Barlow, thank you very much. That's April. We're doing the, the art thing started this morning. This is Wednesday evening. This is going out tomorrow evening, so I was going to advertise it. It's on next week, the art thing.
This one is for
Kirsty tomorrow.
Another one on Saturday, and we're going to film on the microscope.
Right, so there you go, look. April Barlow, everyone. Watch this space, Instagram, etc. We're doing workshops in the Sharp, the social hub of positivity. And this wonderful man has just done an improvised song. Sonny, you're a genius. Right, everyone. So remember, 21st, we're still doing stuff the old road, 3 crowns in the Sharp, the social hub of positivity. And then we're going to reset to the 27th to the 30th of August. Thanks very much. Keep on, keep it on.